Hello, my name is Ramiro Mendez, and today I will be covering Chapter 6 from our textbook, which covers feedback reinforcement and intrinsic motivation. Throughout the presentation, I will discuss the importance of positive versus negative reinforcement. To begin, there are positive and negative ways to teach and coach. The positive approach focuses on rewarding appropriate behavior, which increases the likelihood of desirable responses occurring in the future. The negative approach focuses on punishment and undesirable behaviors. Sports psychologists highly recommend a positive approach to motivation to avoid the potential negative side effects of using punishment as the primary approach. Reinforcement can take many forms such as verbal compliments, smiles, or other nonverbal behaviors. Choosing the correct form of positive reinforcements is very important. Rewards should meet the needs of those receiving them. It is best to know the likes and dislikes of the people you work with and to choose reinforcements accordingly as they relate to the athlete. According to Grumman and Morales, 2018, at the subjective level, the positive involves valued experiences such as well-being and contentment. At the individual level, it concerns positive traits such as perseverance and courage. As a coach and trainer, it is my duty to effectively implement continuous and immediate reinforcement as this is most desirable by athletes. In the later stages of learning, however, intermittent reinforcement is more effective. So according to Grumman and Morales, 2018, and our textbook, Foundations of Sport and Exercise Psychology, we learn that research indicates continuous feedback not only acts as a motivator, but also provides the learner with information about how they are doing. In order to use reinforcement effectively, appropriate timing and frequency is a must during the initial stages of training or skill development. Desirable responses should reinforce often. Ideally, this should be done in a continuous schedule. In the research done by Schlisch and Meyer 2015, we learn in many cases the intervention involves providing the maintaining reinforcer for alternative behavior while reinforcement is withheld for problem behavior. This article, along with our textbook, also suggests that feedback about a performance can benefit participants in several ways, and two of the main functions are to motivate and to instruct them to do better at what they are doing. Similarly, we also gain a deeper understanding of choosing and monitoring target behaviors. This includes direct observation of single behaviors, behavioral checklists for recording multiple behaviors, and post-performance video reconstruction of verbal behaviors. When applying these positive motivational techniques, it must be understood that both social and psychological factors can affect one's intrinsic and extrinsic motivation in sport and exercise. To quickly summarize what I have covered in Chapter 6 of our textbook, there are positive and negative ways to teach and coach. Sports psychologists highly recommend a positive approach to motivation to avoid the potential negative side effects of using punishment. I plan to use this in my current and future job by helping my athletes develop by means of positive reinforcement. Understanding the specific and detailed ways how they operate, I can easily find several tactics that will influence them in a positive manner. Feedback, reinforcement, and intrinsic motivation are essential to the coach and athlete relationship. I also plan to use this in my future career to strengthen the trust of my athletes and how they feel towards me. By being positive, I will help build their confidence and self-esteem. Reinforcing these principles is more complex than one might think. In the real world, people are different and react differently to the same reinforcements. It is my job as a coach to also understand when, where, and why to use a certain reinforcement with each athlete. One of the key elements of my job is to make sure my athletes are adequately engaged and wired with a positive mindset. I must also recognize effort as part of their performance. It is important to recognize that an athlete may be doing something new and difficult, so I must not criticize them for performing poorly. The key concept to take from this presentation is to use positive reinforcement as a means of motivation. By avoiding the negative form of reinforcement, more success will be had and the athletes will grow confident in their self-worth in a fashion that shapes their character and performance. Finally, in conclusion, Feedback, reinforcement, and intrinsic motivation are essential tools in helping unlock an athlete's true potential during practice and competition. Athletes require nourishment and care to achieve success. Every person is unique to their own experience and personality and will react in a different manner to the same reinforcement. So, take the time to know each athlete and understand which reinforcement they respond best to.